Hello, Darkling Tubers, and welcome back to Let's Play Fire Emblem 8, The Sacred Stones, with me, BlueAnkylo. So last episode, we had a little bit of fun in the Tower of Valny, and saw the top of that, and nothing too exciting, really. It was just for some support conversations and stuff. And we're gonna skip the Lagdu Ruins, because I've already done enough optional content for now, and it's time to go to the Black Temple, which is in Darkling Woods. According to legend, the sacred stones have sealed evil away from the world. 4 of the 5 stones have been destroyed, leaving only the last stone intact. Figures Erica would give away second last. The last stone must be protected to stave off the Demon King's restoration. Erica and company challenge the demons of Darkling Woods. According to legend, the original possessors of the sacred stones defeated the Demon King in Darkling Woods. His foul blood seeped into the land, corrupting every seed and every root. The once pristine forest was transformed by the flood of disease and venom. Legend says the Demon King's corpse lies there still, not dead, but dreaming. Dreaming of when the last stone is crushed, and he will rise from his bed of rocks and worms and return to the surface. Within Darkling Woods, hideous fiends roam in increasing numbers, as if responding to some unheard call. Chapter 20, Darkling Woods. Hey, old friend. And who's this? Maybe the Great Dragon? You remember Sala was telling us all about this. Or a few chapters ago. Or maybe this is not the Great Dragon, and in fact, an evil dragon. Oh no, this has got to be the Great Dragon. Well, that sounds like trouble. And we may have brought his dragon child with us. Oh, good. Good to know that Morva can handle the Demon King on his own, then. We'll just watch from far away, we'll be fine. Of course! What'd you expect in Darkling Woods? So yeah, there's quite a few. Brave again. We already slaughtered this guy once, right? No big deal. But isn't Morva supposed to be defending the gate? Let me switch to the pre-prepared screen. There we go. Okay, so, for this fight, you got to bring 18 units. And, you know, if Jillian was alive, I'd probably bring him, but he'd slow things down anyway. So I decided we're finally going to bring Mir, and we're going to do kind of the same thing we did in Fire Emblem 6 at the end of that game, where we just kind of give the dragon like one chapter to show off, see if they can become stronger. And I had a speed wing, so I'm like, let's just give that to her or whatever. She counts as a flyer, so the Philly Shield will protect her from arrows a bit, and the Hoplon Guard, because she's got low luck, will protect her from crits. Otherwise, she should be pretty much invincible. So, now she's only level 1 with low HP, but keep in mind that she's already got 17 defense and ridiculously high resistance, so she'll probably turn out alright if we can just get her a couple kills. Otherwise, just to give you a quick view of what we've done, or what I've done. So, Erica's level 10, pretty good stats, averaged out. I've given her a rune sword just so she has one ranged option, because sword wielders suffer on that. And she's got her sacred weapon and counter triangle weapon, critical weapon, and a silver sword, so I figure that's pretty solid. We're gonna hammer that spear that Cormag nearly broke a chapter ago. And I'll probably give her another staff after I've used the hammer, and I'll switch this in Erica's convoy with something else. Larakel is kind of our primary S-rank healer, so that's her job. Tana, let's see. I'd like to get her sword skill up. I'd really like her to use a silver sword, but that requires A-rank swords, so I'm not sure if we'll make that. But we'll try to kill stuff with swords. Failing that, we've got a silver lance, ranged, killing sword. I figured the killing sword was better than the killing lance, just for the way Tana's constitution works. Cormag has got his Vidolfnir again, and we're going to repair that, because it's a really good weapon. And then, you know, pretty standard weapons for Cormag. Archer has Ivaldi, which is the Light Sacred Tome. Also, some healing, but that's not his primary focus. I could have given him a long-range light spell, but those are... well, they only get 5 charges, and they're almost brokenly overpowered if you use them correctly, so I'm kind of thinking not to use them. Oh yeah, by the way, stats, you know. Larakel's are pretty good, Tana's are pretty awesome, Cormag's also look pretty solid, Archer's looks pretty good. Try not to overlevel or anything, my people just turned out pretty strong, the ones that I'm using. I mean, I chose the people that turned out well, right? Garrick is also got a rune sword, so this is, I figured, a good option for a ranger because it gives him a range 1-2 attack, which usually it's just range 1 swords or range 2 bows, so this gives him a little bit of a way to mix and match. He still needs to focus on getting his bow to S rank so that I can swap probably the steel bow out and give him his legendary bow. If he just walks over to Erica, he can pick that up pretty quick. Also, you know, brave bows are pretty fun. So yeah, I mean, Garrick is probably the best archer I've ever seen, so that's pretty cool. Let's see, Ross hasn't turned out that well. His speed's a little bit low. The good news is his legendary weapon gives him +5 speed, so that helps. Also, as a berserker, Killer Axe gives him more crit, which, I mean, you can see 75% crit chance is pretty good. Brave Axe also, I needed someone to give it a try, so that's Ross's job. He doesn't quite have the con for it, but 2 attacks at a huge amount of damage is pretty good, even if it's not getting the quad attack. Let's see, Loot. Maybe the weaker of my mages. She didn't turn out super strong. Like, she's got pretty low HP and defense, and very low skill. So I figured overall she's probably the weakest. But she's kind of my primary S-rank or anima mage, so she gets Excalibur, which helps her average speed. And Fimbulvultur here, some of these A-rank tomes are not very good, but you know, I figure we'll try. And she's got Thunder and Elfire anyway, and a little bit of healing. Let's see. Amelia turns out amazing, as you'd expect. I gave her that Metis tome that gave her a growth bonus, and I don't know how much that's affected her, but she seems to have really good stats. She's already maxed out speed and luck, and the only thing she's weak against is magic, really, so that's cool. She's gonna be I guess, kind of sword spear like a paladin, because I don't really have a lot of good paladins at all. So she's got silver lance, silver sword, and at least she has an axe. I don't know if I'll use it much. I thought about giving her a steel axe, but her con doesn't really make her good axe wielder. And then, of course, we've got a brave sword in case someone needs to get a quad attack. Tethys turns out, I think, pretty much the same as always. I mean, I gave her the boots to boost her movement a little bit, but her speed and luck are crazy good, which helps keep her alive. Ewan, I think, again, not the best skill, but he's got probably the best defense of most of my mages, like on average. So he's pretty sturdy for a mage, plus you can give him HP draining. I like him. I gave him his S-rank Dark Tome, which is very, very heavy. The good news is he's very quick, so he has a good chance of not being totally worked over by using his S-rank 20 pound or whatever Gleipnir. So that's kind of annoying how heavy that is, but, you know, we'll live. Joshua could use a couple more level ups. He's one of the stragglers here, but he's almost capped his strength, which is good. He could use a little bit more speed as a swordmaster. And he's going to focus mostly on the crit weapons, the Shamshir that I think only Myrmidons and swordmasters can even equip. And that gives him 35 crit rate, which is kind of crazy. If I can get his support bonuses nearby, he can get pretty close to 100%. Failing that, we can just go with huge amounts of damage from the Adulma. Let's see. Ephraim, his strength has caught up mostly. It's still a little bit lower than I'd like, but he's doing pretty well. He's got his Sigmund S rank and pretty standard. Because he's lance only, we want to give him a weapon triangle reverser. So that's pretty good. Kyle did not turn out very well. We're bringing him because I've got a spare slot on the team and there's no one else really to fill it. But with a silver lance, hopefully he'll do okay. I would like to give him a silver sword as well, but he just didn't have enough weapon ranks. So I'm also going to bring, now that you've seen all the normal characters, I'm also bringing a couple extras like Mir and Renak, because I don't really have any good reason to bring Renak, but I didn't have 18 good units, so that's what we get down to here at the end. The thing with Natasha is, I could use someone as a restore and long-range healer. So, even though she's not going to have a whole lot of stats, this is actually a difficult choice because we're going to be fighting a lot of monsters, and Bishop will give her double damage to monsters, which makes her, even at a low level, quite powerful. On the other hand, she's probably not going to fight, and being able to be mounted keeps her moving quicker. I'm just going to go Bishop, actually, as it turns out, because I think it has better stats. And there might be an opportunity for her to double damage Lightning Bolt something. Because, like, Archer turned out pretty strong. Natasha's kind of the same vein. She is our new weakest defense unit. She's even weaker defensively than Loot. So, like, I'm really not planning on having her fight much. Her job is to heal, and I mean, maybe I should have had her be a Valkyrie like Larakel, but I guess I'm not going to stress out about it. She only gets to come on this map anyway. We're going to bring Sala as well, because in the same token, it's another person to equip some staves. He's not quite staffy enough to use the physics staff, but his stats are okay, and him and Natasha will probably stay back healing people, and that way I can keep using Larakel and my other main mages to do offensive attacks, and then these ones can stay in the back healing. And Renak is just there because, I don't know, I guess I could have also brought Mulder, but he seems pretty weak. The other option was maybe Naimi and just give her a longbow so she can do damage from long way away. Or Innis, I guess, maybe would have been okay. I don't really have... Now that Gilliam's gone, I don't have any other generals. Could have brought Null as a druid, could have promoted him, but, you know, I just don't feel like it's worth it. I think Renak at least... I don't know, there's no reason. He probably doesn't even do anything. But anyway, let's get to work. So let's have a quick look at the map before we get started. This will be a long, long chapter. It's a huge map. Lots and lots of enemies, lots of stuff to talk about, lots of stuff to worry about. First and foremost, we're going to have to kill Riev again. I know we killed him once, but we'll have to do it again. I don't think he might have better stats this time, but I don't think he's much harder to kill. Also, Morva doesn't look too good here. A little bit worried about that. So he's got a fancy attack. It doesn't even well, no, it's got range 1, 2. So that's a little bit scary. It's also Wretched Air, and that doesn't sound like the sort of thing a great dragon should do. So that's a little bit curious. We got some more Cyclopses, we got some more Arch-Moguls, all that. Let's have a quick look at weapons. There's quite a lot of enemies that drop stuff here. Vulnerary is no big deal. Gotta remember the weapon reversers, like Sword Slayers. Antitoxin doesn't matter. Halberds are a little bit scary against mounted units, but I don't have very many, so it's not too bad. Antitoxin is not very important, but, you know, it helps us counter the poison weapons. Steel Sword, that's nothing to worry about. I know there's a few interesting things here. Yeah, Lance Reaver, you can buy them now, but that's good to know, and a free Lance Reaver is fine. Axe Reaver, same sort of idea over here. Killing Edge, that's a little bit more scary because the crit rate, right? Gotta be careful there. Longbows, we should be okay with. He can drop a Sword Slayer, so that's nice. Dropping Elixirs is nice. They're worth a fair bit of money. A Halberd again, a Tomahawk. Steel Blade that can be dropped. Armor Slayer. So there's a lot of special weapons in here is what I'm trying to say. Axe Reavers, Lance Reaver, you know. Longbows, you know, there's a lot of stuff to worry about. There is a long-range mage over here. I think this is the only one. No, I guess both of these guys have Shadow Shot. So we've got 2 long-range magic users, and that's kind of the end of that. So let's get started. I know I already spent like 15 minutes. I didn't really load out my my starting location very well, because I don't know what I'm doing. There's too many units. I've got 18 people. We're going to be going through this little choke point here, unless you can fly. So it's gonna be a fairly slow start one way or the other. So let's get to it. Maybe save just in case. This is the kind of map that could cause troubles. I think there's reinforcements and stuff. Okay, so one thing I would like is, if possible, I'd like Mir to get some easy kills and some level ups along the way. I'm 99% sure that this Dragonstone also does double damage against monsters, which conveniently is basically all we're fighting. So, like a bishop, which is probably why I've got 2 bishops, the dragons also do bonus damage, and I think all the sacred weapons do double damage as well to monster units. So that gives her a pretty strong attack. We're looking at like 62 base damage if it doubles properly, the way I'm thinking. It's probably magic damage. That's quite a lot, you know. So I want to be a little bit careful with the archers, although she's got the Feely shield. She's only got 17 defense and 15 HP. So 6 damage isn't going to kill her, but a couple attacks like that would do it. So I'm going to use her, but I'm going to try to be careful is all I'm trying to say. Plus she can fly, which lets her kind of hang out in the forest where most of the crew cannot. Other than that, we don't need to worry about support points anymore, other than that it's nice to get the support bonuses. So moving people so they can be buffed by each other is nice. You could probably rush your flyers to the left if you wanted. Try to stop that long-range magic. That's the 3rd one, by the way. I didn't even see that one on the screen prep. Oh, I gotta, before I forget, I want to get Vidolfnir repaired. That's Larakel's job, I believe? Yeah, okay. So we want to use the hammer and staff on Vidolfnir. Oh, I should turn the animations all back on as well, before I forget. Okay, animations, and probably need to turn them on for the people who haven't been in the party before. Yeah, everybody wants to see what Mir looks like, right? Alright, so we're not going to be in range of any enemy attacks this first turn. Or I've decided not to be anyway. I'm going to let people sort of move up a little bit here. But yeah, I mean, this is quite the choke point, so it's going to take a little while to move everyone forward. No matter what I want to do. I'm just going to dance Ephraim up a little bit. I think because he's one of the lords, I feel like, although you didn't have to bring him on this battle, I feel like he should be part of the main fighting force. Move him up there with Erica. Alright. Sala is like background healing, as is Natasha. Derek, I do need to keep shooting stuff with arrows. Kyle is actually not very strong, so he's not my best frontline fighter. His defense is good, but his stats, like speed and all that, are pretty pathetic. I think he's got the lowest speed of any of my main characters, actually. And Renak, I don't know why I brought him. I had to have one thief, right? A Draco zombie, or Draco. So, you know, if possible, it'd be pretty cool if we could have Mirror strong enough to face what's left of Morza. There's quite a lot of enemies charging towards us, which means we should be careful. A lot of them are on, like, an offensive AI. So let's just test out here. I'd like to maybe get 2 kills with Mirror, if we can pull it off. Yeah, I mean, she hits really hard. She's not very dodgy just yet, but she does 53 damage, so, you know. This is what we saved her for. We could have used her earlier on and got some level ups, but I figured she'd be fine. And because of her Dragonstone's extra effectiveness, she's much better against monsters than she is against 2 points of defense, that's great, than humans, right? She only does normal damage against humans. Probably could have gotten her some friends as well. If the thing is, I'm only bringing her on 1 battle, it's kind of hard to build up supports and all that. And I'm still going to be kind of keeping her in the back. I don't want her to be taking hits, because if the enemy attacks first, depending on how strong they are, they could do some damage, but she's able to one-shot them on our turn pretty easily. And luckily the Dragonstone with 50 charges, I mean, it'll last us this entire map, no problem. In fact, if we use it that much, she'll get to level 20 and max out pretty easily. Not a lot of skill, but her accuracy is kind of insane, so skill doesn't matter too much. What she really needs is to get that HP and defense up, so that she's survivable. Alright, it's a good start. So, let me think. I've been playing a lot of that tower the last couple hours of my time. Tower of Valny, so I've been playing kind of easy maps, so I gotta be a little bit smarter here. So this first wave of enemies isn't very strong. This stuff should be pretty easy to deal with. But there's a lot of enemies coming after them, basically. So, we're gonna let these 2 attack, 27 damage axes, basically. So try to keep people with swords sort of nearby them. This is actually a pretty good spot for Taina. And this should get her to B-rank swords, I believe. Not much experience, but there you go. It's still a long way from A-rank swords and the mystical silver sword, but you know. So one of them could attack Taina, that's fine. The question is, do we want to be in range of the stoning? So anyone I put in range of that should have good resistance if I want to have any chance of not getting hit. If I put someone with low resistance in range, they'll probably get turned to stone. Got a range of 3 from, like, this square, basically. Maybe I should have used Taina because she's got resistance and Cormag doesn't. But I've got lots of people with, restore stave, so it's not that big of a problem. Alright, we're gonna go with the Killer Lance here, because it might just kill in 1 blow, which saves us a weapon charge, but no luck. I mean, I've got lots of killing lances and silver... Actually, I don't have a lot of spare silver weapons, that's true. I guess we should also be trying to get kills with, like, my lower level characters, because they'll get more experience. So that will probably attack Cormag. So we just gotta make sure we've got someone with the Restore Staff nearby. Oh yeah, by the way, before I forget, that's one thing that I was going to do with Larrakel is switch out the hammer. How's Erica's resistance? Pretty good. Oh, those guys can actually attack Cormig there. Well, I could actually pull him out of the way if I wanted. Why don't we, they could hit... Well, if one of them attacks Mir, that's fine. Well, no, it should counter-kill them both. So what are we looking at? 27 damage compared to 20... So they do 7 damage. They can't critter. How fast are they? 9 speed versus... Okay, they can't double attack her, so she'd survive. It's a little bit scary. As long as we can kill this one, she'll survive. Alright. Kind of change of plans from what I was thinking, but, oh, yeah, we should just get that bow XP. Garrick's so cool. I'm not trying to funnel everything into our dragon, but, if we can pull it off. Yeah, I mean, they might not attack her. I don't know. Let's, Kyle will be my best, like, rescuer. Garrick has 13 cons, so he's kind of hard to pick up. Is there anybody that has enough aid other than... Oh yeah, we can do it like this. I mean, I'm just being silly, honestly, but it's fine. Well, they'll probably stone Ross then in this situation. And I want to do some inventory management. Sorry, I'm getting all confused in my head again. My bad. Getting too tricky here. I'm overthinking it, obviously. Just in case I was off by 1 on my math. Let's get this dealt with before I forget. I want to supply the hammer, which we're not going to use normally. And pull out... We could take out long-range light magic, but that's cheating. So let's go with... I mean, if it's an emergency, we've got Latona. Not much... There might be magic to deal with. We could use Barrier on Ross, actually. Oh, it's only got a range of 1. Never mind. Unless we can do... No, we can't do that. Oh, well, it's no big deal. Alright, and then now we're basically in the choke point, so... We're gonna have to let an enemy... a turn or 2 of enemies come to us, because there's no way to push through this quickly. That'll do. Quit messing around, Blue. It's gonna be a very long chapter. Got some gargoyles flying in. Skeletons. Some more axe. What do we call those? They're kind of like centaurs, I guess. So he got the hit, but my math... You know, I was pretty sure there's nothing for Mir to worry about, and this gets her a couple more kills the way this works out. Yeah, not even counting 2 more defense on the level up. It's not like she needs any attack power. All she needs really is defense. And it would be nice to get a bit of speed and luck so that enemies hit her less often. Because she is getting hit. Well, it's twice in a row anyway. Like that's a great level up. 2 more defense again. She is really strong, and I'm sure there's been lots of comments from people who are like, why aren't you using Mir, Blue? She's great. Also, apparently we don't need any magic resistance because 0% to hit. So, there's that. I don't know how that worked. I thought this spell worked like a status stave, which didn't take into effect your evasion. It just took into effect your magic resistance, but maybe I'm wrong. And this is just considered a normal attack that does 0 damage, as it says might 0. So it's 91% to hit, not really affected by your magic resistance, just affected by your evade, or avoid, that is. And because he's in a forest, he's totally fine. That's kind of neat. Okay, so we got a bunch of big bad dudes coming at us. And they're fast, so it's, you know, like, kind of an issue. We could try to get 2 more kills on Mir. Just let her kill everything. It's not the worst idea. 28 damage, 27... They're kind of at the point where they almost can't hurt her, actually, because she's got 24 defense. Like, I could get 2 more level ups. They might not even be able to damage her. To be honest, the enemies aren't really doing a lot of damage here anyway. This first wave is more about, like, I think it's trying to pick off your weaklings, because they only do like 20, 25 damage here. Yeah, no silver axes or anything, so it's not that bad. This might be the best time to get Mira a couple level ups then. And if I can get her defense up to like 30, she's our new Jillian. Jilliam? I think it's ends with the M, right? I mean... Is there no... Oh, I guess because the Gorgon had the stone equipped, there's no, like, defense animation for that. There's 2 more defense. That puts her at 26 defense. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Alright, I'm cool with it. Let's just send Mir out. She's gonna just kill everything. I mean, the enemies can't even... This guy couldn't even hurt her. It's great. I should probably protect Tethys a little bit better. Huh, interesting. Alright, well, I have faith that Mir can survive, because most of these guys can't even hurt her already. Just start off this chapter, get a couple kills on your dragon, and... I think that was a crit, wasn't it? That was 59 times 3 damage. What are we looking at? 168 damage or something? Cool. I mean, she finally got some skill. Alright, she's pretty overpowered. So, am I really just gonna let her kill everything in this first wave? Is there anything that can hurt her? Like, her magic resistance is even higher, right? Like, 29 magic resistance is enough to stop almost any magical attack. Alright, well, you know, it's fine. This wasn't actually what I was planning on doing, but, you know, why not, right? That's still out of range, right? Yeah. Alright, well, let's just see what happens. It'll be interesting. We'll move some people up a little bit just in case we need some support next turn. But, all in all, I mean, I think we got this one in the bag. Just because Mira's too strong. Yeah, that's good enough. I'm just curious if she could solo this map. Well, no, she'd run out of her charges eventually. She'd kill 50 enemies, so if there's more than that, she couldn't. Oh, and she's also been poisoned. Well, that's fine. We've got people with restores. Hey! She didn't get a level up. What's with that? You're ruining my my combo here. I guess it's only the promoted enemies that give her a level up every time. And the gargoyles are just, like, non-promoted. It's an acceptable level up. A little bit of luck is nice. But yeah, she's already pretty much got scales of steel is what I was looking for. Well, this should be fun. 2 defense on the level up, that's insane. She must have a really high defense growth rate, because getting 2 points every time. Well, not every time, but I feel like it must be like 150% kind of range, because a lot of the time she's getting 2 points, and maybe getting 2 points more often than 1 point even. Let's just role play that Mir has gone basically crazy because she sensed that her foster father dragon was killed, and now she's on the rampage. She's on the warpath, and she's just powering up super fast. None of this Goku 10 episodes later spirit bomb mumbo jumbo. She's gonna be ready in like 10 seconds. There's a lot of ogres coming there. The poison barely even hurts her. So, I mean, that's a pretty good start, right? She's already got 18 base defense. This is crazy. Alright, but I know killing these with her is kind of a waste, because she doesn't get a full level up. So, maybe I won't worry about that. So we'll probably get her healed up then this turn. Well, I say a waste. It's just because her Dragonstone is irreplaceable. You may as well get a full 100 experience every kill if you can. Or at least close to it. 2 more defense. Well, just like that, her base defense is as good as Jillian's, basically. But, oh, she's actually capped it! Oh, I thought it would go higher than that. That's too bad. Well, she caps her defense pretty early. So 35 defense is as good as she's gonna get, but that's insane. Like, seriously, that is insane. If the boss does physical damage, he can do 2 damage to her. If it's magic damage, it's probably even worse. Now, she's only got 30 resistance right now, but if she maxes her resistance, which she probably won't, unless she gets good level ups, she'll probably only get to, like, maybe 15 or 16 base resistance. But still, like, the boss will barely be able to even hurt her. That's insane. Cool. Alright, that's fun. So, let's just kill some gargoyles now. We've dealt with the first rush of enemies that was threatening, and, I'm feeling really arrogant right now. A little bit cocky, maybe, even. Eh, you don't need it. So we got a couple Steel Lance gargoyles. That's nothing to worry about. Do we just run Cormag over there? Yeah, I don't see why there's any reason to worry. What I will do is use his javelin so that when the eyeballs attack him, he'll counter. Oh look! You got to see his pierce skill there. That second attack would have ignored defense and would have done lots of extra damage. Alright, that's fine. I was thinking I should try to get her, unpoisoned. So we're gonna want to use, I guess, Larakel. Oh yeah, I was gonna give Larakel a restore staff as well, but I didn't. Yeah, we need to use the barrier. So restoring people are like just these ones. So what we'll do is we'll move up, dance, just for fun, right? I mean, Tethys. There was a time when we needed her dancing all the time, and it really helped out. It still helps, but it's just, you know, we don't need it. We shrug off the poison like it's nothing. Alright, let's send Eric up here. Now these big ones are coming, but they're pretty slow. They can only move like 5 squares, which is not very much late game, so we have lots of time to prepare for that. One thing I should try to remember is that I do not have the anti-arrow guard on Tina or Cormag like I normally do. Alright, everyone's moving at a pretty good speed here now. start rushing this map down. I almost feel bad for using Mir. Like, I thought it might be a little bit harder to get her first couple kills, because she starts with so low HP, but on this map, man, nothing can really kill her. You'd have to let her attack, like, before she gets any level ups, you'd have to just let the enemies sort of gang up on her without healing her at all. And as long as you just keep it a little bit careful at the beginning, she'll level up so quick the enemies can't even hurt her. Guess we should have left the javelin equipped here, technically. You know, I guess you could make this map a lot shorter. Mir could just fly right over to the boss, right through the middle. We'd be done in like another turn. That's no fun, right? Mostly I want to see her at level 20. That's like my main job here. Even if I could just send her to kill her dad, or foster dad. Alright, so we got reinforcements coming from behind. I really want... Oh yeah, these guys have a lot of HP. I really want bow skill. And anybody else? Who am I thinking weapon skill-wise specifically? It's like... It should just be Garrick working on getting his S-rank bow. If we don't get him to S-rank, we'll never see what the legendary bow does, and that would be such a shame. Alright, so why don't... Well, these guys are all axes, right? They might have like a sword slayer. Horse slayer, but no. Okay, so all we need is a couple sword guys, and we can take out most of them pretty quick. Support? Archer and Garrick? Well, it must be with Natasha! Oh, sure, why not? That was a total surprise. I'd be happy to see these two at A rank as well, but... We do have a lot of healers, actually. Nice smile. Too bad she's an ice affinity. Ice cold. Alright, so... We're just gonna let these ogre types cut a little bit closer. Maybe we'll lure these out a little bit more. I'm pretty sure Erica can deal with them both. Want me to try out the rune sword? Sure, I never use it, so let's give it a shot. And she's supposed to be friends with what? Taina and Larakel? Let's at least give her a little bit of support points. Let's give her lots of support points. I mean, most of my force is land-based, so we'll send most of them that way. Alright, so Ewan, Ross, Emily, sort of the other half of the group can stay up here. I know I was saying I was going to let them move a little bit closer and then counterattack, but you know what? It's going to be easier just to do it. Unless I'm missing something, 35 defense, you know. This is actually the safest possible move. Is just let Mir deal with everything. It's kind of insane, actually. Alright. I thought I was playing on hard mode. I didn't think the dragon would be that good. To the point where the enemies can't even hurt her. And, of course, she gets the crit to one shot. That's good. It preserves her Dragonstone charges. I like it. Okay, I'll tell you what. Once we get her to level 20, I'll just save her for the fight with her dad, because she's making this way too easy. No crit this time, so that's fine. Oh right, she's actually not very fast, so she doesn't get double attacks usually. So the rune sword. Yeah, I believe that's Nosferatu, right? It's a pretty good sword. Not too many charges of durability, but... because it's range 1, 2, it works pretty well. So there you go. You guys got to see the rune sword at least. And I got to see it. Even more important. To reinforcements. So... probably gonna dance and get a couple kills here. A couple bow kills. Really need to get Garrick to max that bow out. How far off are we? Like, not too bad. It shouldn't take too long, I don't think. I'd like to see Joshua lure the next couple out and then Shamshir them. So if I keep Natasha, Archer, and Garrick nearby... now, I don't think Natasha gives crit chance, sadly, but I want to give him as much crit as I can. So you just need to be a couple squares away. 3 squares is enough, in fact. Garrick is actually too far away, unfortunately, and... Archer is close enough. I can keep it close enough. Alright. So, what does it say? It says 74%. That's not bad. I'm not sure if that counts the support points for sure. We could do better. Let's do better. Ross, why don't you kill one of these gargoyles? That'll do it. I haven't had a chance to use Silver Axe Ross until just now, so pretty happy about that. And then loot, also a little bit lower level. Plus, we know that magic works pretty effectively on the gargoyles anyway. They're not actually made of stone, guys. I don't know why they'd have such good physical defense. I suppose also after this round we should maybe consider splitting the chapter into another episode, sadly. Alright, we're gonna actually have to... if I want to get an attack here, and I do, I actually have to like pick him up and drop him carefully to keep him in range without... like, the enemies will just attack Garrick right now. But if he was in range, 84% crit chance. Yeah, it definitely applies support bonuses. That's pretty good. If we got a bit more skill, we could boost that up a little bit better. If you picked a different S rank, or sorry, if you had slightly better 5 ranks altogether, I think you could get another 2.5% crit chance, which might be 3% depending on how it's rounded. So I could see 87% pretty easily. Maybe 90% if you had enough skill. And I think that's about as high as you can get. It's still really good. He's actually difficult to rescue. Alright, fine. One of them attacks Garrick. No. The whole point of this was I wanted to see... he's actually really difficult to carry around. Alright, that's fine. Let's just deal with this and turn, and then we can take a break. Level-wise, I guess Ephraim needs to kill. Oh, Lance Reaver, of course. I picked the wrong one. Not that he's getting much experience, but... Alright, and we're almost in range. Looks like it's probably not going to move and attack with its ranged attack. So it's 10 squares from where he starts. 1, 2, 3, 4... Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So once we cross sort of through here, we'll start taking ranged attacks. If we do it right, he'll get one attack and then we'll kill him, probably. So that's not too bad. Gotta watch out for that archer, though, if I try to use my flyers. Seeing as I know the exact spot we can move up to. Alright, well, let's see what happens here. And then we can take a break. So 71% counting in the enemy's actual stats. Unfortunately, the base damage is not high enough. So we needed 2 crits in a row to kill him, which we did get. That's pretty awesome. That's the trouble with Joshua, is base damage not always high enough. Yeah, 12 base damage here is... I mean, the crits are amazing, but... Yeah, as soon as you miss a crit, the damage doesn't seem that impressive. That's the crit build, anyway. Just to show it off, you know, there is a crit build. Ross's crit build is a bit harder because he doesn't get as much skill. And the Shamshir has more crit chance than a killer. That's terrible. Ross! What are you doing to me here? Trying to convince me not to use you on the final map, aren't you? He's not that bad, it's just... his level ups have not been great overall. More reinforcements. Those ones are promoted though, right? Those are death goils. Cool. Alright, well, we might be halfway through. It's hard to say for sure because of the reinforcements, but I think we're off to a great start. We've already proven that Mir is super strong, and I'll continue using her next episode. So thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for, hopefully, the wrap-up to this battle. See you there.